So yeah, CES is coming up. I don't know if you're going to go. Are you going to go?
Not as of yet, no.
Okay, well, we're not sure if we're going to go.
Not sure at this point.
So we're not sure, but
we're trying to.
Yeah, we're trying to get there. So if you guys need help at CES,
to come out, let us know.
we'll do some streaming for you out there and some video editing. And we wanted to ask you, I know there's going to be a lot of exhibitors there, a lot of thousands. And what's the best way to make your booth attractive and useful?
Make sure that you have pleasant people working at your booth.
Oh, yeah.
People who aren't tired and cranky and bitchy. If you're tired and you've just come off an 18-hour day because you were doing a launch for the conference, you're not doing your company or anyone any favors by hanging out at the booth. So just making sure that you have enough people there to talk, and then with your CEO, you can't have your CEO at that booth all day, but have a few times where they're coming back for like 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 1 hour when you know that they're coming back. So if you have a media person stop by and you can't quite give them all the information, or they would like to talk to the CEO, you know that CEO is coming back at 2:30, they'll be available to speak from them, and you don't have to call them up and text them, hey, get over here as quick as you can. Yeah. It's on the schedule.
And CES in general, do you have any tips for startups at an event like that, how to network at a huge event like that, because there are so many people there? I mean,
it must be really overwhelming. Yeah. Kind of like South by. South by was really overwhelming.
Yeah. I mean,
intense,
I would go into it knowing who you want to meet.
Yeah.
Make a list. You have 10 people that you want to connect with, 10 people, 15 people, 20, whatever. Make a manageable list. Start following them on Twitter. Not to be like creepy stalker, but I mean, people, it's a public thing. So start following them on
Twitter.
Twitter.
Find out where they're at.
Yeah.
Would you guys suggest maybe, obviously doing a little bit of research and then maybe reaching out to those people? So maybe mentioning them and saying, hey, I'm going to be at CES, really want to meet you. Would be cool to
It would be,
say hi.
or an email. If you want to really set those meetings up in advance, with the media, for these big events, they book out as early as, a month in advance. So I'm not saying that you have to email them a month, but I mean, definitely, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
for sure. 2 to 3 weeks. Send emails and be like, hey, I'd love to grab 20 minutes with you on Wednesday at noon. Offer some very specific times. If they're interested, they'll come back and say, you know what, Wednesday at noon doesn't work for me, but how about Thursday at 2?
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense.
I've had experiences where, setting up meetings at South by Southwest, the journalists, I want to meet, but it's crazy, I don't want to commit to anything, blah. Here's my cell phone number, text me. Twitter's great, but really at South by Southwest, I don't know, because I haven't been to CES, but texting is really the most efficient way, because there's no connectivity issues, right? The network is down half the time for people with iPhones in Austin. It's just true. I mean, they put more cell phones there last year, but it was still a major issue.
I remember when I was there, I couldn't even use my cell phone for a day because there was so many people using the network, and AT&T was just so bad.
So for large conferences, I'd recommend just getting exchanging cell phone numbers and being able to meet via text.
That's a really good pointer. I think that's actually something that South by had mentioned a bunch in their newsletters right before the event. And they also were trying to push some of those text messaging services that had just come out. I actually just started using a new text messaging service that I really like, where you can include like a whole group of people in one text stream. It's called GroupMe. I don't know if you guys have heard about it yet, but I would check it out. I know it's available for the iPhone. I believe it's available for the Droid.
The Droid, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm positive it is.
I don't think it's on BlackBerry yet.
Not yet.
But should be soon.
Yeah. Right. So we know that 2011 is around the corner. And we wanted to ask both of you guys, what do you think was the most innovative product or startup of this year?
Is there anything
or more than one, anything that stands out to you guys?
For myself, with photography, I'm going with the Drobo because of all that extra storage that you need to have, just the mass repetitive storage, so you don't lose anything.
Oh, very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
What about you, Rebecca?
The launch of Path. Which I've been really interested in for a long time. They were like super stealth, and they finally were public last week. And so just a really kind of tight social network, maximum 50 people, and you are sharing images with them, and you can do reciprocal sharing. But the big guys, the big companies, the Facebook and Google, they're big guys because they are constantly innovating. And it's just been so interesting. I run my business on Google Docs. And they're constantly adding new services and ways to tie everything in. It's been really fantastic. And the same thing with Facebook. I certainly don't appreciate a lot of what they do.
They keep on changing everything.
Well, no, they're changing, but I mean, the stripping away of privacy.
Yeah.
But it has been very interesting to watch, and I never saw Facebook being kind of a potential competitor to Google until they launched the Facebook questions, which I'm still not super active in, but I can see now it's like, oh yeah, that is really going to be, I think, a big challenge to Google kind of coming up in terms of being the go-to place that you would go to look for information. At least
And the email
initially.
too,
Oh, and
Yeah.
Facebook
The
Mail,
email.
Facebook
they
Mail.
made the announcement, was it Monday or Tuesday
Yeah.
last week? I don't know, there was lots of interesting stories written all across the web about how it's going to be the new Google killer and all sorts of interesting stuff. I don't know if that's
I don't know about
necessarily
that.
what they're
I don't
going
see
for,
that
but I'm
either.
I don't
really
think-
excited
yeah.
about it, and I think it's going to be a really cool
messaging.
product.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Messaging is the way I'm looking at it right now.
But Facebook, I saw a number, I think yesterday or 2 days ago, that they've increased their users by 55% in the last year. And that's incredible.
huge.
I mean, what were they at last year? It was still like 300, 400 million users. And
Yeah. Now they're over
It's
500 now.
Yeah.
yeah.
And as our audience knows, I'm a huge Facebook fanatic.
Well,
we're
we're always on Facebook. We know
everything.
everything. We read everything on Facebook
Yeah.
because it is the main platform for social
Yeah.
media, really. And what they're doing. MySpace used to be that a while ago, and now they're doing things together.
Speaking
Yeah, we
of
should
which,
mention that.
Facebook MySpace
Mashed
mashup this
with- yeah.
week.
What?
How did
Yeah.
that happen? So now you can. I actually haven't used it yet, so I apologize.
But
if
we've
it's
read
been
about
a
it,
week.
and I think what you could do is just export all the things that you like. How you say the movies that you
Well,
like.
you can now sign into MySpace with
Yeah,
Facebook.
with Facebook too.
Which is
yeah.
so
I know.
crazy.
What do you
Facebook
feel
is
about
taking
that?
over the world. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that MySpace is a interesting kind of content platform.
Well, it's all about
where-
media and artists.
Yeah, I mean,
and
I still go to
celebrity,
MySpace a lot for finding information on musicians, that kind of stuff, and I think
Yeah.
that's
Still
really
work
what
for
they're.
musicians at this
Yeah.
point.
Do you
It's-
use
I think it's what
MySpace
they're
at
good
all?
at.
I have one. I haven't used it for a while, but I'll still go there. A lot of my musician friends are there, and the bands
Definitely.
that'll.
Facebook is taking over the world.
Exactly.
I'm very excited to see what happens. I know we talk a lot about the Places product and about deals in the last few weeks, and actually I noticed, I believe about a week ago, is that Places now has pictures, which is one of the things I was most excited about.
Yeah, because Foursquare doesn't have that.
Yeah, well, and now you can literally document all the places that you go to on a daily
With the
basis
pictures.
with pictures. So you
Yes.
literally have a scrapbook of everywhere you go.
Have you seen Google Places, Hotpot?
Oh, I saw that you added me as a friend, and I tried to check it out. I was a little confused.
Oh no! It's so easy.
Is it cool?
It's
Is
like
it good? Would you recommend it?
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I invited a bunch of people, and I don't typically send.
Yeah, I was
invites.
actually really surprised. I was like, I have an invite
tried it
for a
yet?
Not
product
as of
from
yet,
It's
Rebecca? It must
it's
be good.
super great. I never registered for Yelp because it just seemed like such a pain in the butt to create an account, and then I heard that there's this whole hazing process from the hardcore Yelpers. But this is like I was just creating reviews as soon as it's just like I just kind of like stumbled into it. All you have to do is like throw some stars in a place. If you want to write one sentence, that's fine. Because I already have a Google profile, it was just done.
Yeah.
They pull in maps, they pull in Google Street View, they
Oh,
can
they
pull
do
in
have the
all
content
the
to
really
pull in,
smart,
right?
yeah.
It's
Same
super,
time.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's very
That's gonna be
ugly
nice.
right
Yeah.
now, but it's really interesting.
Well, guys, we have to wrap it up. So, just some last things. Rebecca, do you think there's going to be any shifts in PR in the next couple of years?
Have
or-
you noticed any new shifts in
Yeah.
the industry
It's
at
just,
all?
I think the continued integration of the social web
Yeah.
into the PR process, and that's going to continue being just a super important
Yeah.
part of it. And it's not one specific channel in the social web, but a lot, and
Yeah.
continuing to build advocates through those kind of more casual channels of communication rather than just through media.
Definitely.
What about you?
I see photography. That's on my side.
Yes.
The interactivity is getting more and more each and all the time. It's like you're saying, tagging your friends, tagging everybody on there. People being able to find those pictures online.
Yeah.
It's gonna keep doing that.
So-
With faces,
Yeah.
like if it could start recognizing on its own,
Definitely.
That would be awesome.
that'd be even better.
Yeah.
Tagging itself.
And tell us when your panel is and when it's going on.
December 2nd, we're doing a Q&A with myself and other leading event specialists and photographers in the realm of event photography.
Very cool.
So we're waiting for the community to come out and ask your questions. that's what we're going to be doing.
Perfect.
December
Well, great.
2nd at
Yeah, we'll
Parasoma.
be there. We'll
Great.
make sure that
I
we'll
was
be
gonna
there.
say we would love to stop by
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
check it out and report back to you guys about more photography stuff.
Yes.
Fun.
Well, great, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys. And you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you in 2 weeks. We're not going to be on next
Oh,
week.
yeah.
'cause
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Turkey Day.
Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.